We just talked about what linear perspective is. So now what I want you to do, I want you to flip over your page to where it says practice number 4, where it says to be determined if necessary. This is the space that we're going to use. And what I'd like for you to start off by doing, put a dot right about here. We're going to put a dot right there. So everybody put a dot right about there towards the top of your page, maybe about the middle. I'm going to take my ruler now, and I always like to line it up against the edge of my box here so that this, where this number 7 is, that line is straight and it looks parallel with that. That lets me know it's going to be basically a straight line. I'm going to draw a straight line across. Now in that example that I just showed you, it's showing you how to create the illusion of depth. I'm going to go down a little bit now on my page. So go ahead and draw a line straight across. I'll give you a second to catch up on that. And the next thing that we want to do, we want to draw a line going across the bottom here, just like what we saw in that example. So I'm going to draw a parallel line to the one on top. I'm not going to go all the way across. So now I have a line that's going to reference off into that space there. And everywhere along this line, I can put imaginary dots along this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can fit about 7 dots along that line. They're pretty even. Those dots are going to connect to that dot off in the distance. And what you should see are triangles that are going towards that line that are getting smaller as they go. And so what we're doing is we're practicing for this vanishing hall one that we're going to do. So I'm going to put my ruler up against that line there. Those 2 lines, we're connecting the dots now. That's what we're doing. So at this point, you don't necessarily have to have these dots. If you didn't put them down, that's all right, because you could just put your ruler along the bottom edge here, and you could just draw lines going off in the distance. The key here is just to hold your ruler straight and have them connecting between those 2 dots. And you can see there I've got the lines going off in the distance, and then I can make it a checkerboard design by just going straight across with even spacing. Now as this is going off in the distance, what's going to happen is those are going to get narrower and narrower, those little tiles right there. So I'm going to draw them as though they're getting closer to the vanishing point. So you can see what happened there is that they're getting narrower and narrower towards that vanishing point. And that's basically, that's a very quick and probably not very involved discussion about linear perspective. There's a lot more to it, but we're going to go ahead and move into doing the actual vanishing hall now. And what I would like to do is I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I'm going to give you all time to look at what's happening on the screen and let you follow along.